Hi, I'm Chad with Move Forward Guitar. This lesson is from our series, Music Theory for Guitar. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you drop 2 and 4 chords. First off, if you like the diagrams for everything in this series, including the diagrams for this lesson, you can download our free e-guide, Music Theory for Guitar. And this e-guide will be something that you can study and use as a reference for years to come. And like I said, it's free, so there's no reason not to just go download it. But I am working on it as I'm filming this lesson, so if it's available, a link will pop up on the screen that will allow you to download it. If no link appears, you can look in the description and it'll say whether it's available or coming soon. And if it's not available yet, you can sign up for our mailing list and we'll send you a copy as soon as it is available. Also, if you're signed up for our mailing list, you'll receive all updated versions as well. But don't worry, you don't need the e-guide to follow along with this lesson because all of the charts will be on the screen. And also be sure to subscribe because we add at least one new lesson every day. This is part 3.16 from our series, Music Theory for Guitar. If you'd like to go back and start at the beginning, you can click the link on the screen. So at this point we've covered drop 2 and we've covered drop 3 chords. Now I'm going to show you what are called drop 2 and 4 chords. And if you watch the other lessons about drop chords, you can probably figure out what's going to happen with the drop 2 and 4 chord. And drop 2 and 4 chords are fuller sounding, they're more open sounding because of the spacing of the intervals, and they're more modern sounding because of the intervals and the spacing. And if you try them out, I think you'll really be able to hear that. But they are more difficult to play. They're more difficult to play than a drop 2 chord or a drop 3 chord because there's pretty big stretches in each of the voicings. So to get to a drop 2 and 4 chord, we're going to start with a close position major 7th chord, and this will work no matter what chord type we're using. We're just doing major 7th because it's easy. So to get to a drop 2 and 4 chord, you start with a close position 7th chord and you move the 2nd from the top note and the 4th from the top note down an octave. So here's 1, this is 2, so this is the 2nd from the top, here's 3, and here's 4, so this is the 4th from the top. So these are the 2 notes, the ones that are circled, those are the 2 that you're dropping down an octave to get you a drop 2 and 4 chord. So to get to a drop 2 and 4 chord from this close position chord, you're going to move the 2nd from the top note down an octave, right to here, and you're going to move the 4th from the top note down an octave right to here. And it would look like this. And this is a drop 2 and 4 chord, but it would be a very difficult stretch with skipping 2 different strings. That'd be really hard to play. So we're going to take this highest note and move it to its unison note. And you'd end up with this shape, and this would be a drop 2 and 4 major 7th chord with the 6-string root. And you can see that when you move a close position 7th chord in root position to get to a drop 2 and 4, you end up with root position again because of where you're moving the root note. With the other drop chords, you ended up in inversions, but with a drop 2 and 4 chord, it's different from because of where you're moving the root. So from here, now that you know how to play a drop 2 and 4, this is a major 7th, you can find all the other chord types really easily because you know to get to a dominant 7th, you're just going to lower the 7 by half a step to get to a flat 7. So that's your dominant 7, drop 2 and 4 chord with a 6-string root. To get to a minor 7, you know that you're going to lower the 3rd down half a step to get to a minor 3rd or a flat 3. So that's your drop 2 and 4 minor 7th with a 6-string root. To get to your minor 7 flat 5, you know you're going to move your 5th down half a step to the diminished 5th or flat 5. So that's your drop 2 and 4 minor 7 flat 5 with a 6-string root. And then to get to a diminished 7th, you know you're going to move your flat 7 down half a step to a double flat 7 or diminished 7th. And that's a drop 2 and 4 diminished 7th with a 6-string root. So I'm not going to go over the inversions or the other string sets or how to harmonize the major scale with the drop 2 and 4 chords, because if you've come this far in the series, you've done it multiple times with the other chords, so you are able to figure it out by this point. But also all the charts are in the e-guide, so you can just look it up if you have a question. I don't want to make this lesson any longer than it needs to be. So the last thing we're going to talk about with drop 2 and 4 chords are the formulas, just like we did with the other drop chords. So the formula in root position is always root 5 3 7. The formula in first inversion is always 3 7 5 root. The formula in second inversion is always 5 root 7 3, and the formula in third inversion is always 7 3 root 5, no matter what chord type. So if this was a minor 7, it would be in root position root 5 flat 3 flat 7, and so on, but I think you know that at this point. And then again, just like always, root always goes to 3, 3 always goes to 5, 5 always goes to 7, 7 always goes to root, no matter where you start. All your intervals move up to the next closest interval when you're talking about getting to your inversions. So those are drop 2 and 4 chords. They're a really useful chord that you can get a lot of mileage out of. Like I said, they're harder to play, but they have a really unique sound, really open and modern sound that you might like and want to start using right away. You're just going to have to try them out to see if you like the sound. And this is the last lesson that I'm doing in this section. Now we're going to dive into another section where we're going to dive even deeper into chords and talk about other chord types, more chord theory and harmony, and really expand on everything we've been doing, because so far we've only talked about triads and seventh chords. Now we're going to dive into the other chord types that I'm sure you've run across many times when you've been playing songs or watching other lessons, and I'm going to show you how to actually build those and much more. And again, be sure to download the e-guide. All these diagrams are in there, and be sure to subscribe because we add at least one new lesson every day.